has come. Okay, good morning. My name is Mr. Mark Orgu, the anchor of this program, Issues and Personality. And here this morning we are having Senator Anthony Adefuye, Olugbo of Lagos, the Grand Mentor of African Watch Network, a man who has made a great impact in terms of human development and capacity. Here this morning, once again, I want to congratulate him for the blissful wedding of our daughter, which we celebrated 2 weeks ago. And we thank God. I want to pray for a fruitful marriage life. Senator, let's congratulate Senator for your daughter's wedding. How do you feel first? Let's start it from there.
Thank you. I feel the same. I'm not the one who got married. My daughter that got married, not me. And I say I want to go.
So very soon you call us again.
I say I want to go. I have Tony Tone.
Okay.
Who is an actress. I hope she
will bring somebody for you. Okay. Well, anyway, congratulations once more.
Thank you.
We wish them happy married life.
Thank you.
Okay, this morning, let us quickly look at some issues. 2023 is not far from today, and Nigerians are longing for better leaders ahead. We want to hear your view on, how you think we can have good leaders come 2023. Let's pick it up from that first, sir.
Well, we already have good leaders in place. There's no doubt about it. We cannot get leaders from heaven. We can only get it from Nigeria. We cannot get leaders from outside this country. It must be from Nigeria. And I think so far so good. We have fantastic leaders there. You can imagine in a country where a single person stole $360 billion, a woman, a minister, and the country is still standing. It hasn't collapsed. Mm-hmm. And you must know that we have good leaders in Nigeria. As the British Prime Minister said, if that money was stolen from the British purse, Britain would have collapsed. Yeah, we see how Nigeria going on. We see how people going to work, having 3 daily meals and so on and so on. So look at it, which way you turn it. I think we are still doing very well, and we are doing better than most countries all over the world.
Now, this issue of equity and justice has always been the issue all the way, because the East are agitating that it is their turn to produce the presidency or the president. The West are also insisting it's only the South that are not making it.
And when it comes to Nnamdi Azikiwe, it was Orgu, and then it was Azikiwe Jonathan. Yoruba person has never been president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. What are you talking about?
But Obasanjo has replied you when you made that comment that he's not from Yoruba.
You know he's an Igbo man. Everybody knows. The fact that he resides in the Southwest doesn't mean that he's not an Igbo man. Your this thing in Nigeria is determined by where your father comes from, not where your mother comes from. It's where your father comes from that is determining. And all the presidents we have had came from the East. I think it's the turn of the West now.
So if at the end of the day, the West didn't get the presidency, what will happen?
Nothing. It's democracy. Nothing will happen.
So you're sure APC will still be very strong?
I don't know. I'm not the only person in the APC. But there is no reason why the West will not get president. I can't see any reason.
But this calculation that, though it still remains a rumor that the Vice President Osinbajo remains the best candidate that the West should present rather than Asiwaju. And there are a lot of analysis to it.
You said so. Look, we in APC believe that Asiwaju is the best candidate we can present. He has experience, he's been in the Senate, he's been in governor, he has something to show for it. So we are not here to discuss candidates here. But we can present anybody we want. We can present anybody we want. It's not a matter, you cannot compare what would I call it? Okra with coconut.
So because we have had clashes in Abuja where those who are saying the Vice President remains the best candidate that the West should present. There's still the agitation that
democracy. Anybody can say anything. You can support anybody you like. No, you are not forced to support too. You can support anybody you like. This is democracy. We have some Yoruba people supporting Igbo candidates too. You can support anybody you like. This is democracy. Even in Yoruba, it's common. The husband will support somebody, the wife will support another. In the South, we are fully democratized. It doesn't matter. But once one wins, that's the end of it.
So, if at the end of the day, APC present the Vice President Osinbajo,
why are you saying that if at the end of the day, APC present Asiwaju? Why are you saying?
Okay. If at the end of I'm only asking you. Don't ask me unrealistic questions.
Because
there are a lot of people also looking at towards the presidency.
Yes, that's what I'm telling you. Why are you narrowing it down to two people?
Okay. Let's bring it down to 3 or 4 now.
If anybody in the West is nominated, that should be a question.
If anybody in the West, because we have like 4 presently now, and I know.
Don't know. Nobody has come out.
We have
only one person. Wait, only one person has declared his intention.
Yeah, that's Asiwaju.
That's Asiwaju. Yeah. No other person has declared it, and I cannot discuss those who have not declared their intention. I can only discuss the person who has declared his intention to run.
Okay, let's look at the calculation last night. In the last election where the PDP were defeated, we saw what happened. The East, the percentage of votes for Buhari was not just less than 20% or even 10%.
Yes.
From the South, it wasn't much, it was also something like that. But in the North, in the West, with the Alliance, we saw the margin. And if we are going by that calculation, that Igbos are saying it is their turn, and the South, because of course the South are all PDP states, we can't guarantee what will happen, in the election with the South. But if at the end of the day now, the East decide to align with the South, with Middle Belt, what do you think will happen at the end of the day? Are we still going to repeat the same thing that happened in 2015?
Look, you are asking arbitrary questions. I don't answer arbitrary questions. You've just said the APC got majority of its votes
from the
North and the Southwest.
Yes.
And that the PDP got the majority of the vote from the East and the Middle Belt.
And the Middle Belt and South.
And South.
And South.
So, what are you looking for? If they are ready, if they can produce the majority, then they will bring the presidency. If the APC produces the majority, then they will bring the presidency. It's democracy. It's not a matter of by force. Democracy is by number.
Yes.
Democracy is by number, it's not by force.
So are we actually practicing internal democracy in Nigeria?
I should ask you that question.
No, Senator. You have an experience. You have an experience.
I should ask you that question. Yeah. What are we practicing if we are not practicing internal democracy?
Because
they have multi-party system.
Yes.
Any party can bring their own candidate.
Yes.
And people are free to go and vote for them. And you have seen Nigerians vote for the candidate of their choice. And you are still asking me question, are we practicing internal democracy?
But
what
this
are we practicing? External democracy.
Senator, there is this tendency that we still operate this, in quote, imposition of candidates. That's how I was asking you internal democracy. Okay. And the reason that a lot of Nigerians are crying that Nigerians have not experienced true democracy because there's no internal democracy. That if I have somebody I want to impose, whatever happens, as long as I have the money back, that person becomes a candidate.
Look,
not for the majority.
You can impose the candidate. Can you impose the voters? You cannot.
But I've seen intimidations for voters.
You cannot impose. Not pitching PDP. They will go to and become their candidate. Do they win?
They don't.
There are a lot of people who will be APC candidate. When they are not selected, they will go to a smaller party. Do they win? So why are you saying we are not prioritizing internal candidates? You can impose, but imposition in quote. If you impose if a party says this is my candidate, that is its candidate. That is their own internal democracy. The only thing that you can say that can change that is if you make primaries, direct primaries, and that it must be supervised by INEC, as we did during the SDP era, where MKO from nowhere came and became and emerged and defeated a lot of popular candidates. Only that. But as long as you put it there in the constitution, that is either direct, indirect, or consensus, then that is what we have chosen in our constitution, and that is our internal democracy practice.
Well, 2023, like I said.
So when you say it's by consensus, it means the party can, by consensus, say this is our candidate.
This is our candidate.
The alternative is for the party to tell the members to choose who will be their candidate.
So
the other one is for the party to say leaders should decide who should be their candidate. So we have put these three options in our constitution, and therefore any of them is legal.
Because we have had cases where there are court cases of say this candidate was imposed. How was the original candidate? And we have seen court cases where no, Senator, you are aware of this.
Look, you can take any case to court. You can even say, I can even come out and say, look, they should have chosen me instead of him. Any case can go to court. It is court decision that you should look at. What is the decision of the court?
Yeah, but we have seen cases where most of the candidates who have won election and court without rule against them that they are not the rightful candidate.
Yes.
Because we are talking about internal democracy there.
Wait.
Okay.
There are a lot of things that guide being the correct candidate. If you did not participate in the primary,
yes,
you cannot be the correct candidate. So there are so many things that guide. If you did not qualify if you do not meet the constitution of that party to be a candidate, then you are not qualified to be a candidate. And the court can overrule you that you should not have been a candidate. That person should have been the candidate of the party. So don't mix things up. Don't jumble things up. Take any issue that has happened before and let us decide what was the reason for that decision. We've had a situation in a state where the whole the election were turned over and given to the opposition party. Yeah, because the other party did not follow their own rules.
But that is the area I was driving to of internal democracy. Because
no. Wait. If you violate the rules,
Yes.
that does not mean there is no internal democracy. The court has cautioned you that no, you cannot do that. So why are you saying you don't do internal democracy? Well, tell me where in the world they practice what is different from what you practice. Tell me anywhere in the world. Is it Britain that we copied it from? Is it USA or is it Russia?
Okay, Senator, you have been a senator for a very long time, and before you decided to come to private life, though you are still active in politics and in business. How can you rate this, the Ninth Assembly compared to your time? Because I know your time was a very vibrant time.
Look,
How do you assess them?
the Senate is a Senate, and the senator is always a senator. So how do you expect me to now condemn or praise?
I just think you should condemn.
I'm still a member of the Senate. I may not have voting rights, but I can go in there at any time and give and discuss and say a senator is always a senator. So you cannot sit outside and begin to tell where you are part of. Go in there and tell them what they're doing is right. The only difference between at that time and this time is that they have financial autonomy now. At that time, we did not have financial autonomy. We were only paid the salary of PAMSEC. We were paid as government officials. That was all. We were rented. We stayed in rented hotels to come and discuss and so on and so forth. We go home every weekend to meet our families and so on and so forth. That was just the major difference. But the thing is still the same. We make laws, we do this and that is it. So that is.
So there are no jumbo pay as this.
No. We were paid as civil servants. We stayed in rented hotels.
So I mean, this means that most of the senators of those days were not that much rich as it is today.
Well, during our time,
because are paid by
during our time, if you are not rich, you cannot be in the Senate because you will pay. You are going to pay for your own election. You are going to. So if you look at those who were there during my time, they were averagely comfortable people. Averagely comfortable people. Especially if you are from this Lagos, you must be averagely comfortable. If you are from the west or east, you must be averagely comfortable. If you are from the south, you must be averagely comfortable, to be in the Senate. So you find that most of the people in the Senate at that time were leaders of the party. It is not so now. The leaders of the party are different from those in the Senate. The leaders of the party are different from those in government. We have grown our democracy so much that the leadership has grown so wide that the fact that you are a member of the House of Reps or you are a senator does not make you a leader of the party.
So right? How were you able to manage consistency projects and others? Because
there is nothing. During our time, we have nothing to do with contracts. All we need to know is that you do the contracts, you do the work that you are supposed to do. There are certain work that must be done in every senatorial district or in every local government or in every zone. You will make sure you do the work, finish. You make sure the work is done as it should be done. You make sure the correct amount of is paid for the contract. You make sure there is no padded invoices or no padded. That's all we do in the Senate. We just ensure that there is law and order.
So, which means your time, if you know what to do, you don't have any business going to the
There are still some people. Look, if you come from states,
yes,
from states that are naturally, they don't have any rich person there. You see have some people who are averagely, but they will be comfortable. Not rich, but they are comfortable people. Now anybody can sponsor anybody to Senate now. Anybody can be in the Senate. You can even have somebody who has no car. As soon as he wins the election, he's a senator. And you see have people who are multi-millionaires in the Senate also. People who are multi-billionaires, you see have them in the Senate also. So it is not by your financial standing. What I'm saying is that at that time, our democracy had just started growing. So most of us in the Senate were also the leaders of the party in the states. We are also the leaders of the party in the state. If we are not the topmost leader, then we'll be between number 1 and 10 of the leaders in that party. So we have a voice. So what we say in the Senate is also what we know our people want us to do there.
So
that is the major difference.
So now that we have so much, a lot of politicians who are senators now, and when you look at their constituency project and all that, it's very bogus. And when you look at their, their pay, and a lot of Nigerians have been talking about cutting down, governance. And you are not saying during your time that you were only paid, the salary of a palm sec. So at this point, what do you really advise? The current Senate on the area on this particular, area of cutting down the cost of governance.
Our time is different from now. Now we have independence of the judiciary, independence of the executive and the judiciary and the legislative. They are all independent. So nobody is controlling them by the amount of money that they control or not. They all have their own budget. So that is a different thing entirely. That's a different system from the one we operate. It's a completely different one. We didn't have independence, economic independence. So we depend on the president to pay us our salary, to pay us all our allowances, to pay our hotel bills. If they don't pay hotel bill, we won't sit because there will be no place for us to stay in Abuja and so on and so forth. So see, the things are different now. And it is the way it is done all over the world, not only in Nigeria. The Senate everywhere now, the National Assembly are independent. They have the economic independence, so that nobody can hold them down from taking decisions that they should have taken because they won't be paid. It's a different ball game now. Now we have come to padding, budget padding, and so on and so forth. Now. So it's a different ball game than when we were there. It's a completely different ball game.
Okay, finally, Senator, secular nation.
Yes.
Nigerians are longing for unity. They want everybody to be united. They want equity. They want justice. So, and they're also looking at a leader who is going to unite us, especially as we await the 2023 election. So, at this point now, what is your own message to those who are actually seeking for true justice, especially Eastern brothers, Southerners, and even Northerners?
Look, as long as you are in Nigeria, you have to obey the Constitution of Nigeria. There is no injustice there. Go in and follow the Constitution, and that is all. Nobody will hold one's hand for you to come and eat. No. And I will tell you, Nigeria is very united. Look at ordinary Russia, Soviet Union. They speak the same language, everything. They still divide, they still break. We have nothing in common, and we are still welded together. And Nigeria has not collapsed, and Nigeria will not collapse. Look, how many Igbos today want Biafran state? Not many, only very few, only the minority want the Biafran state. The majority of the Igbos, when they consider the pros and cons, they want to be in Nigeria. If you create a Biafran state today, do you think Rivers will go with them? Do you think Akwa Ibom will go with them? Do you think all these former Eastern states will go with them? No, they won't go with them. It's not possible. It's not possible. So forget about injustice. For you to get justice, you have to do what the people want from you. You cannot form an Igbo party and want to be president. No. It must be a national party for you to become president of Nigeria. You must collect 2/3, you must win in 2/3 of the states. It's a criteria. So you cannot say you form an Igbo party, you will never become president as long as it is a state that only wins in 6 states. You must win 1/3 in 2/3 of the states of the federation for you to become president. So there are other conditions to become president. It's not like it's my turn, no. Or it is not my turn, no. The only agreement we have is that if the North stays 8 years, it is the turn of the South to produce the president. And it can come from anywhere in the South. It can come from anywhere in the North. You don't see the North saying that, no, it has come from the Northwest, therefore it should be the Northeast. No, almost all the presidents have come almost from the same Northwest. So why is it only when it comes to the South that we're saying this? And all the presidents that come to the South, only the Igbos have been president. The Yorubas have never been president before. Name one Yoruba man who has been president. None. Only this man who was temporary president for 6 months. Shoneko,
yes, the later, yes.
He was the only one. Every other president had been Adefuye, Nnamdi Azikiwe, Jonathan.
So some people said Jonathan just took that name.
No. Don't let me tell you this short, Jonathan. He didn't take that name. That is his real name.
So if we go to verify President Jonathan's certificate, we will see Azikiwe there.
He has never denied it. When they write his name, they write Jonathan Azikiwe. That is his name. No, he didn't just pick it.
Because I know some people may have a very popular name that not even it has
No. That is his name.
So Azikiwe has been ruling Nigerians. That's the implication of it now.
Except for Orgu.
So you gave Obasanjo Ogbuefi.
Do you know? I don't want to tell you a story.
Yes.
Do you know Nnamdi Azikiwe too is from South? Oh.
Well, I read something like that, but I wasn't convinced that it's from the Jaws.
Don't let us go into details.
I don't know. I don't have
Nnamdi Azikiwe is still the same Azikiwe of Jonathan. The same Azikiwe of Nnamdi that is president.
Senator, but I know a lot of people will contest this
You can contest it, but the fact is there. I'm not the one who said it. They told the history of Nnamdi Azikiwe now, how he stayed with Godfather, so on and so forth. They also told the story. Look, once you're in politics, your story will be known. Your story will be known. If you don't want people to know your story, don't join politics.
So, Senator, if I join politics today now,
everything about you will be known. Everybody. And they will all Google it. Well, they find that there is something missing, they will add it to it for you. They will add it for you.
So that is how they try.
If you fail in standard 6 and you tell them, you make the world believe that you pass, maybe your classmates will tell you, no, when we were in standard 6, this man did not pass. He repeated class, he repeated standard 6.
So, which means everybody have something in the skeleton. I mean,
no, some people.
Or most people.
No.
Okay, let's say some people.
Yes.
Okay, some people will have something in this area. Yes. Something hidden somewhere.
Yes. Somebody just must know you, unless you are not a Nigerian. If you are a Nigerian and you attended schools with your mates, you work with your mates, somebody must know you. Somebody will know you.
But you say if I have to go and join politics for people to know me.
Well, I think people know you already. You think people don't know you. You just think people don't know. You are a politician, I know, because the way you speak, anybody will know that you are a PDP.
Since I'm not a politician, people are watching me. I don't belong to any political party.
Yes, you may not belong to any political party, but you belong to the PDP party.
No, Senator, I don't. I'm denying it publicly. I don't belong to any political party in Nigeria. What I want is there should be internal democracy.
You are essay to who? To which government?
No, Senator.
No. Just answer on television.
Senator,
answer. You are essay to who?
Senator, I don't need to answer that.
You are essay to which governor?
Anyway, Senator, let's go back. I'm not an essay to any governor.
You think you people can just come and be harassing me, politicians? You think we don't know you too? You come under cover, I think we don't know you. Open your cap, your hair is white.
We are just having some conversation with Senator Anthony Adefuye, the Olugbo of Lagos, one of the chieftain of the All Progressive Congress, and one of the most prominent politicians in the Western region, that is Nigeria. He has made a lot of impacts in politics. He has a lot of sons and daughters in politics who are also doing well. We are just discussing personalities and issues where we meet prominent Nigerians to look at issues and prospects. I think, Senator, we'll go to the last part, just like 2-3 minutes to just conclude this interview.
Okay.
And 2023 is our focus, and Nigerians are looking forward to 2023. And a lot of Nigerians want good governance, nothing but good governance. And a lot of people have also advised that let us all go in mass to go and get our PVC so that we can vote. So at this particular point in time, what do you advise, especially politicians who are, preparing ahead of 2019? Because definitely we're still going to have some desperate ones, those who may not get party ticket, those who want to decamp, those who want to cause mayhem, those who want to cause a lot of hard work to make sure that they create a political scene that is that may be very, very unpleasant.
Well, I think Nigeria is one of the largest in Africa, one of the largest economy also, and politically one of the best. Say whatever you like. We have been able to appoint civilian president in the last 20 years without problems. We have been able to appoint our governors in the last 20 years without any military incursion or any problem. I think we have done very well. And we have economically. Look at all the states. They are 1,000 times better than during the military. All the states, no exception. No, those states will say, I was better off during the military. Almost all the states are 1,000 times better off than during the military. So we have benefited really from democracy, and I think every Nigerian should pull their forces together, pull hands together, and let us ensure that these things succeed, that democracy succeed. It will not be your turn this time. It will definitely be your turn. It may not be you, it may be your son. It may not be you. It may not be you, it may be your brother. But let us all of us work together. Forget about this east, west, north dichotomy. Let us all work as one and then move Nigeria together. For the future of our country, for the future of our children, it is in the best interest that we all work together and make the economy. Do not put Nigerian economy into individual hands. Let Nigerian economy be put into all hands. I will give you an example. When Britain was going to privatize electricity, they sold it to the workers there. And the shares they could not buy, the government bought it in trust for the people. But here, you sold it to individuals. And we have no light, and we shall never have light until you take it back from them. The whole wealth, the whole commonwealth, you gave it to about 12 people to manage. How can we survive? So these are things that we must correct. Electricity is not the thing we can put into individual hands. Transmission, it's not what you can put into individual hands. Let us do it as those before us have done it, so that we shall be successful as them. But for you to put this thing in individual hands, no, it's not possible. Look at fuel, for instance. The majority of countries that export fuels, they put it in the commonwealth. They don't put it in the hands of individuals. In Nigeria, you put it in the hands of individuals. You begin to sell wells to individuals. No. Let us do it the way they do it all over the world, so that for us to privatize, it doesn't mean we must sell or we must give all our investment to individuals. What happened to the rest? I've always said it, unless we go back on the drawing board and set up appropriate boards to look into the distribution of electricity, generation, and so on and so forth, we shall be in blackouts for many years to come. But I'm sure our children will not tolerate all this nonsense we are doing. They will not tolerate it, because all of them went to school and they know what is right from what is wrong. All this we are doing, some of them cannot stand the test of time. So let Nigerians come together and move Nigerians forward, and not individualize criminality.
Okay, thank you so much, Senator, for giving us the time and to share some of your view about how we can build Nigeria, make Nigeria a better place. Yeah, this is the ending of this show. And, my producer again is Debo, who is also the online editor, and he also continue to project the image of this organization. And once again, we thank Senator for giving us the time. to share and give Nigerians hope that we shouldn't lose hope. That we can
No,
only,
Nigeria has hope.
yes.
Nigeria is going to be better than most countries in future.
So that is the hope. Nigeria is going to be better than other country in future. So don't talk about Nigeria in a negative way anymore because the future is very bright. Thank you, and we'll see you next time in our next interview. My name again is Mark C. Orgu.
It's those people abroad who always speak about Nigeria negative and find out what they are doing. They are drivers, security men, train drivers. See one of my relations that came now. He wants to go abroad to do masters. I said, masters in what? Where do you want